Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host, Bryan. We just finished a week of special selections. We heard some pretty awesome stuff, and we actually sort of had a modern prog rock theme going on, which was an interesting coincidence. We are going to kind of piggy on with that. Piggyback on with that. We have more special selections this weekend, as we do every weekend, before moving into next week's Gent theme. So today's special selection comes at us from Steven Olson. Says, thanks for reaching out, been eagerly awaiting. Hope you and your listeners enjoy this song as much as I do. Trilogy by Silent Planet. Now, I kind of figured with a name called Trilogy it would be a lengthy song, and it's only 4 minutes long. So, kind of interested in how this one's going to go. Let's dive right into this and see what's up. Interesting. Some atmospheric ambient sounds. So I think that opening was 4/4, just offset syncopated beats. I'll try to get into that later. Yes, I love those little pockets where the band cuts out so we can scream those words. And then letting the song breathe a bit and coming in with some more poppy harmonies. Yeah, that little drum fill there was nice. I like how this section fills space differently than the previous, even though they're both very full. It has a different feel to it. That vocal layering.
It's always red. The static in my head, it's always red. The static in my head, it's always red.
Pretty standard build up here, but let's see where we're going. Yeah, just heavy, raw, lethargic. All right. I can can get behind that song. Um, yeah, we got some pretty cool things going on there. I think there's a lot of intricacy that might be a little more hidden within, that maybe a lot of people might not pick up on a first time. Because I think a lot of the song does sort of bring attention to the lyrical quality, or I should say the vocals. They're high up in the mix, both with the cleans and the fries, and they sort of draw attention to themselves, which is not atypical for this type of music. And a lot of the times when the guitar and drums really get a little bit more spotlight in the mix, it's more on their, it sort of focuses on their more simplistic edge, which would be like the breakdown, when we kind of hear them hammering out one note and sort of playing a little bit with rhythmic quality rather than melody. However, I think it's interesting, or it's important to sort of hone in, especially during the first verse and, well, the two verses, I think, is where this is most prominent. Listen to the drum and kind of pick up on some of the fills that's going on in there. And definitely listen to the guitars and listen to the flourishes. They're usually only one or two beat ideas that are coming through. A lot of the song does sort of lean towards more of the simplistic writing that's more about the weight and heaviness, the feeling of the music rather than the complexity of it. And but I do think that they do take these little moments, these little pockets of time to show off a little bit of intricacy in their embellishment skills. It's not a full on melody, but it does show that they can play more than just heaviness, playing for that emotional factor. Um, and I like I said, I think it gets covered up a bit, but there are a couple of little embellishments throughout that I think really show off some of some of their skill outside of just raw heaviness and weight. However, on the heaviness and weight, I think they do a phenomenal job of pulling that off and mixing it with some ambient sounds, really digging into distortion and compression to create a tone and an atmosphere that is palpable. The song has a ton of weight to it, um, even in the moments where the band cuts out. Those pockets of time when nobody plays anything and it allows the singer to emphasize a word or a phrase or something. Um, there's the tension there, and that tension is palpable, and it gives way for the weight to come back in and feel heavier just through context. Um, and I think they just do a very good job of wielding emotion and tension and weight into a sound that is extremely palpable from beginning to end. The song definitely has a shape. It has a feeling, and every piece of the song works towards building that idea, and it's all done phenomenally. Um, Also, it was a little comforting to expect something to happen and to have it happen. I've talked in the past, I like novelty, I like the rug being pulled out from under me, I like to expect things and then not get what I'm expecting. It tends to bring a smile to my face. Hey, you guys got me. Yeah, I enjoy that. But on the flip side, there's also a comfort in predictability, and when we went from the build up into the breakdown, and I just got to jam along with that, even though it was my first time listening, there's definitely a small joy in that as well. I'm not gonna lie. Um, it just feels good sometimes when you know what's coming and it hits, especially when it hits as well as it did here. Um, and especially, as much as I love to talk about context, when we've had the whole prior week, a lot of it being proggier stuff that is sort of doing unconventional ideas and not doing what I expect them to do. Returning to this type of writing is always a welcome return. So it's always about what is that? When you get things in the right portions. um, I can't think of that word, and it's sort of annoying me. But yeah, so you don't ever want full proggy oddities. You don't always want stuff that's completely predictable, but having a little bit of both always makes the other better. And that's exactly what happened here. Coming from a week where we did check out some proggy stuff, it was nice just to return to something that I could just kind of sit along and jam with and feel the weight of. So, yeah. Other than that, though, I don't really know that there's much I could talk about. I do enjoy the dual harmonies, I mean, the dual vocal styles. I've expressed in the past. I dig that. Fries with cleans just always sound good, whether they're being harmonized or they're just using to provide context to the other. We have heaviness, then we have some light poppiness. And I've expressed that I also like the back and forth. Super heavy songs I'm not usually into. Super poppy stuff, it has to really catch me. But when you mix the two, I tend to like it. Maybe it's just because I grew up on music like this and it has a bit of a soft I have a soft spot for it, nostalgia wise. Um, I don't know. But when you mix the super heavy and then you get like a nice wide poppy chorus to go against that, I'm gonna love it. It may not be anything that blows me away, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna have a good time with it. Moderation. Everything in moderation. So yes, I enjoy my proggy stuff. I enjoy predictable stuff. Moderation, though. Got to have a little bit of both. Can't go overboard on either. Yeah, I knew that word would come back to me. Anywho, I think that wraps this one up. Thanks for the recommendation. I don't think I've heard of Silent Planet before, despite this song being sort of. Um, I don't want to kind of put it down, but it's. What is that word? I don't know why I'm so forgetful today. um, it's standard, I guess, for the genre. I would put this with a lot of other post-hardcore bands. Um, so like I said, I don't want that to be a negative thing against them. But I dug it. I don't know if it's anything I'm going to go out of my way to listen to, but I do find it interesting that I've never heard their name pop up, and post-hardcore is sort of the genre that I I did a lot of. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're just a new post-hardcore, which is why. Um, yeah, no information here, unfortunately. Um, but yeah, maybe that's why I've never heard of them. But given how they would have fit in with a lot of the stuff I listened to about 7 to 10 years ago, it's kind of surprising that I'd never heard of them before because they do fit in right along with sort of the standard generic post-hardcore idea. Although I do like their embellishments. I think a lesser band might not have put the embellishments in at those points. They Like I said, they do kind of get overshadowed. I think they're difficult to listen to on a first time. It might be one of those things you pick up on your fifth or sixth listen. You're like, oh man, I've never heard that little, 16th note run before. That was pretty cool. But I'm glad they did it. For me, it helps them stand out a little bit. As far as this song goes, I don't know what else they make. Maybe this is more of an outlier and they do have more technical stuff. Maybe this is an outlier and they have less technical stuff. I don't know. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on Silent Planet. Thanks again for the recommendation. This is where you guys come in, though. Hit me up with your thoughts, your ideas on Silent Planet's Trilogy. Also, like I said, I thought it was going to be a little longer given the name. And they couldn't even go for. If this was 3 minutes and called Trilogy, I think that would have been phenomenal. But I don't think we could have compressed this song into 3 minutes. So I don't blame them. Um, I like to line things up like that. I don't know. It would have been really cool. Anyways, yeah, like I said, hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you thought of the track. There's a description box if you want to check out the Patreon, where you can vote on future themes and bands. There's also the Discord server if you want to chat with the rest of the community. We started a new jam last week. Write music. No stakes, no competition, just write music within a specific theme by the end of the month, and we'll all kind of get together and check everybody's work out. I think it's going to be pretty fun. So yeah, if you're interested in that, check the Discord out. Also, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. UTC as usual. We'll finish up special selection before moving into Gent on Monday. All right, that's me. Yeah, until next time, remember, Stay critical, not cynical, about the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening whenever you choose to watch my videos.